Hi, I'm back. I was just talking about humankind and mankind and existence of the whole human race, and how I think that it's interesting that we're all here on Earth trying to survive, just really going through whatever we can go through, or really going through whatever we're going through as possibly a punishment from God. And I know it seems some people don't even believe that God exists, but to me it's common knowledge, it's common sense that there is a God, because I'm well aware of the spiritual aspects of people's spirit, and I believe that there is a God. I believe God is important to mankind. I believe God created mankind and created the earth. And if you're religious, you've heard this before. You know about this. You know there is definitely a God. And you realize that in Genesis, God created the earth, and then He created Adam and Eve, and it went from there. Went on from there with Adam and Eve at one point being subject to not realizing that each other were man and woman. Really, they were naked and still didn't really know the difference between each other, I think, and all of a sudden they got embarrassed when Adam was tempted by the serpent and ate the fruit off the tree that he wasn't supposed to eat the fruit off of, and all of a sudden Adam was embarrassed in front of Eve and realized he was naked and covered himself and ran away. I don't know if he covered himself or not. I know he ran away, I'm pretty sure. And I think he covered himself eventually. And they both began covering their their private parts so that each other didn't see what they were seeing. Because at first, to them, it didn't occur to them that they were even doing anything that was inappropriate. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like it was like they were doing something extremely inappropriate. So they changed what they were doing and started doing what they felt the right thing was all of a sudden. And you know, that's that's part of the Bible. That's what it says in the Bible, I believe. So keep on. What I think is that God works in mysterious ways, and I think when you don't obey the Lord and you do terrible things like disobey the Ten Commandments, one of the commandments is, "Thou shalt not kill," and I think that some people don't realize that that's one of the commandments, and maybe, but not everybody believes in God, and not everybody believes in the Bible, and not everybody believes in the Ten Commandments. Because there are people and people are like, well, maybe you don't consider it a a sin, but maybe you should consider it against the law, because for some people, it is against the law to commit certain sins, because certain sins are against the law. So that's where certain people really start questioning. Well, do I know the difference between right and wrong? Do they have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? If you have a conscience, you know the difference between right and wrong. On the other hand, if you don't have a conscience, then you may not know the difference between right and wrong. And your morals might be not of value to you or anyone else if you don't have a conscience. So you need good morals in order to really survive, and not necessarily to survive in this world, but to really be someone to God. I think you need good morals, and Judgment Day is every day for everyone, everywhere, and I just pray that good things happen to other people, and that other people who are sinning doing wrong, who are sinning, will be taken under God's wing and provided a blessing from God or blessings from God so that they do better in the future and learn from their mistakes and aren't dealt with severe punishment if God sees them as good people. And there are people out there who are good people that are that sin. That happens all the time. It's very common to be a sinner, even if you're a good person. And a lot of people that are good people sin regularly because most people do sin often. In fact, as it's or just because you're not breaking the law too doesn't mean you're not sinning. Because there's a lot of sins that happen out there that aren't illegal. If you can be mean to someone and it's not necessarily illegal to be mean to someone, but that doesn't mean it's not a sin to be mean to someone. Like when I was younger, I used to tease my younger brother a certain way because I thought that he was mean to me and thought that he was kind of a danger to me in a way at times. So I used to make fun of him a certain way and tease him a certain way to annoy him just to see if he would act violently towards me. And I determined that he wasn't the worst person in the world because he never struck me. He never hit me or anything, so I thought he wasn't a bad person. So I deemed him Sir, but his name was Sir Knight. I'm just kidding. I didn't deem him Sir Knight, but I deemed him to be a good person to me. Because he was my brother and he was a good person to me. He was my blood brother, my blood relative, my sibling. He was my brother and my mom's child, just like I was my mom's child. And he was my younger brother, and he was very helpful to me when I was a youth. He was a friend of mine when I was a youth. I grew up finding him to be very respectful of me and very good to me. And of course, he was good to my parents and my older brother too. And my older brother was very good to me too, and my parents were very good to me too. But I had a strong family and still feel like I have a place in the world with a heart for my family. And it's really not easy growing up in this day and age. I mean, I don't feel like I'm still growing up. I feel like I'm young. I just don't feel like I'm that young. I feel like I'm getting older. And, for some people, life is not, a box of chocolates, really, but you never know what you're going to get. It makes sense. But, a box of chocolates to me is something pretty darn special. And that's not I don't think that's what the saying was about. They weren't saying that life is like a box of chocolates. As far as a box of chocolates is wonderful. They were saying that life is like a mixed bag of nuts. You never know what you're gonna get. Never know what kind of nut you're gonna pull out of that bag of nuts. Everybody's nuts, aren't they? Yeah, they're completely and totally insane, apparently. But the saying went, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. And apparently, when you have a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get unless you look at the inlay. Sometimes the inlay will tell you what different things are, what the different chocolates are. But usually, if you just reach into a box of chocolates and pull out one chocolate, you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know you don't know what's on the inside, basically, of each chocolate. So that was my experience when I was a child. I really didn't know what the chocolate was gonna have on the inside, but I didn't know what it was gonna taste like. And it was always good. It was always good. I liked chocolates as a youth. Definitely. I don't know who doesn't. So So there you go, there you go, there you go. So well, I think I'm gonna close up shop here because I don't know what else to talk about right now. So that's it for this video. You guys, you all take care, and you guys and you gals, you all have a good time now. You all take care. Later.